Welcome back to the Yuan Graph podcast here at the Gun Film Festival. I'm here to review the latest from the Beautiful Boy and the Broken Circle breakdown director Felix von Gröringen, who is joined by actress and now first time director Charlotte Vandermensch. Here's the synopsis for The Eight Mountains. The Eight Mountains is a story of a friendship of children becoming men who try to erase the footprints of their fathers, but who, through the twists and turns they take, always end up returning home. Pietro is a boy from the city. Bruno is the last child of a forgotten mountain village. Over the years, Bruno remains faithful to his mountain, while Pietro is the one who comes and goes. Their encounters introduce them to love and loss, reminding them of their origins, letting their destinies unfold as Pietro and Bruno discover what it means to be true friends for life. Los Otto Montagne comes in at a runtime of 147 minutes and is an Italian drama set in the beautiful mountain landscape. The film sets out to tell this grand story that expands way beyond a coming of age story and actually skips ahead quite early on to show this friendship in the later stage of the lives of the two leads. There's a scene in the film where one of the two guys compliments the other one and describes his beard as thicker and more defined, which is actually how I was trying to keep those two apart from times as well. Maybe it was partly due to my lack of attention that I spent, but I felt the story drag on quite a bit in quite a few places. I think going into this film knowing that it tries to be this meditation on life, friendship, and solitude helps to set your expectations right for what's to come. When it comes to the performances, though, from Luca Marinelli, who maybe some people would know from the Netflix film The Old Guard, is very solid here, and every other performance, including Alessandro Borghi, the man with the better beard, as well as the rest of the cast. I think the story centers around these two, though, for the most part of the film, so they get the biggest spotlight to actually shine. And I think throughout the film, the biggest drive that maybe is also the most interesting theme that gets explored is the drive to live freely and within nature in the mountains. So the story is told in a way where there's a lot of, I'd say, very casual time skips. So it's less refined and there's a lot of edges to the story itself, which I think is kind of fitting for the story that's told at large, that really shows these characters unsure of themselves and struggling. So we don't really get a typical refined period drama that really tries to showcase an entire life, and it feels way more spontaneous the way it is framed and the narration is told, not that everything is kind of set in stone as well. Now that also means that there's quite a few repeated beats that come up over and over again, and with the lack of character progression, in a sense where it really has that naturalistic feel, and I think you are supposed to grow more frustrated with the inability of these two guys to just communicate with each other. I think that is really honed in here, but I just wasn't open to receive that type of negligence on their side to, I guess, resolve some issues and move along. So I think the movie set out to do what it wanted to do, to actually show that relationship to be quite, or that friendship to be quite frustrating. I just also grew frustrated with the film itself. But if you are able to set that aside and actually immerse yourself in this friendship, and you also get from time to time these beautiful landscapes of the Italian countryside, then I think you are in for something that you might quite enjoy. It also tackles instances of generational trauma and guilt being passed on to the next generation, which is done in a way that is subtle enough that it doesn't overtake the story at large, and it feels very much within the bounds of the characters that were introduced at the beginning of the film as little boys, and how their childhood has also shaped them into the people that they are right now. So there, I think the story is woven in a very natural and elegant way as well. So, The Eight Mountains is for those willing to sit through 2.5 hours of frustrating but loving male behavior and be rewarded by beautiful scenery of the Italian mountains. It's a 5 out of 10 from me. So, for more coverage from the Gun Film Festival, follow the feed if you're listening on audio only, and drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you are watching over on YouTube. See ya.